This is my very first lens. Not this one, the one I'm actually shooting on. Not my favorite lens, and not even the very best of lens that I've used, but easily one of the very most important. If you are starting out with photography, chances are you've heard somebody say buy the 50mm lens or the Nifty 50. And for someone who has used this lens for over a year and shot everything from photos, videos, weddings, whatever with it, I have some thoughts. Yeah. Let's jump into the video. So I bought a Sony a6700 from a friend, and when he gave it to me, it came with a 50mm f1.8. But before that, I had done so much research on what lens I should buy first and what should be my very first lens. I had many videos saying that the very first lens you should buy should be like a zoom lens, 24-70, all right? Because that lens covers probably everything. Most of the things we should see in that lens would be good for it. And the 2.8 aperture, constant aperture throughout, all of that is very good. But I had a lot of good videos saying you can get the 50mm as your very first lens because number one, it's cheap. Because number two, the f1.8 aperture can help you get some dreaming bokeh, and this lens will do you so much good when you're shooting a wide range of things. And so when this camera came and this lens was on it, I was like, yay, great, we have the Sony Nifty 50, and I was very happy with it. But after 1 year of using it, first off, this lens is a prime lens, meaning you can't zoom in, you are stuck at 50mm, and it has a maximum aperture of f1.8, which is super great, but I'll come back to that one later in the video. The build quality on this lens is not great. When I had it first, before that I'd used many other lenses. I've used the Tamron 28-75, I've used the Sigma 24-70, I've used the Sony 70-200, I've used Sony 200-400, I've used 800-400, I've used many other lenses, and I know what good build quality is. I've even used the Viltrox. This one came second, but even this one has a better build quality. This lens build quality, it feels very toyish for some reason. The plastic is very light. If you let this lens drop here and there, you might destroy it. The build quality is not great. It comes with this hood, which sometimes help with when too much light is coming in, just to help with the contrast of the image that you're shooting. It doesn't really help. So the image quality on this lens is actually great. You see, sometimes you don't know what good is until you actually get something better, then you realize that the one I had was okay, but this one is better. This lens is actually great. Not very good. There are better ones like the high-end lens, the G Master, and some of the high-end Viltrox and Sigma lens. They are way better than this one, but this one is actually great. It's very sharp in the center. So if you take an image, it's actually plenty sharp in the center, a little bit soft on the edges. So let's say, for instance, if this is the image that this lens is giving, it's very sharp in the center, but towards the edges it's a little soft. You're shooting APS-C, it means you are cropped in, so I'm getting like the best part, which is the center. So sometimes that's one of the advantages that comes with shooting APS-C. But if you look at all these things I'm talking about, the image quality being great, sharp in the center, and the bokeh that this one gives, for the price that you pay for it, it delivers. Low light is where this lens actually shines, because with the f1.8 aperture, I'm able to let in a lot of light in, which helps me keep my other settings at reasonable places. All right, and this helps you. So if you're shooting in a dark place where there's not so much light coming on there, you can get very sharp shots and very well exposed shots with the f1.8 aperture. And that same f1.8 aperture ends up bringing in so much background blur and bokeh. Now the autofocus from this lens is great. It's good. Now one thing is that it's noisy. I hear it all the time when I'm holding the camera in front of me and I'm shooting. I hear that trying to focus on stuff. I hear it. About it being fast is great. If you're a still subject who is not moving so fast like me, like this, all right, the autofocus from here it's great. But the moment you start having a subject that is moving quick or objects coming in front and around, that is where the autofocus starts acting a little funny. But aside that, it's great. One of the areas where this lens struggles for an APS-C shooter like me is that it's very tight indoors. So all APS-C lens like the one I'm using have a 1.5 crop factor. Meaning for a 50mm lens, that's going to be times 1.5. So that's technically a 75mm lens. Indoors, that is very tight. That is very tight. So when I go to some of my clients when I'm shooting content for a gym or wherever place I go and I'm shooting content indoors, I realize that I have to step far away because it's not even a zoom lens. So I have to step far away, have my subjects far away before I can frame them properly and get the shots that I want. Advantage of this APS-C is that when I'm shooting content and I want the reach, like sports or and I want the reach, it's great because if I even put a 200mm lens on it, that gives technically a 300mm. So the reach is something that I enjoy. But when you're in a tight space and you don't want all that shots on an APS-C, this 50mm is actually very tight. You take that aside, this lens is like one of the best lenses that you can have. It's going to be my kit. It's my kit today. It's going to be my kit for a very long time. Whether I'm doing multicam setup, whether I'm doing travels, yeah, this 50 is going to be in my lens kit for a long time. Now, should this lens be your very first lens? No, because I would always advise you to go for a zoom. If you have the funds, you are doing full frame, you can buy 24-70 for your first lens. That's great. If you are doing APS-C, you can get Sigma has an 18 to I think 50 f2.8 lens for APS-C, which is around 600, 400, 500 bucks. That could be a very good first lens for APS-C shooter. But if you have a full frame, you can go 24-70. But if you don't have that budget and you are very tight on budget, this can actually be a very good first lens. What this will help you is that it will help you with low light, but it will also help you learn how to frame properly, because if you have a prime lens and you have to move, you have to position yourself very well to get the kind of shot that you want, and that will help you. If you move from this to a zoom lens, you will enjoy so much flexibility and you are able to frame your subject very well, because a prime lens will actually teach you, force you to move and get a shot the way you want that to be. Do I regret having it as my first lens? No. It made me uncomfortable, but then in that process, it made me learn and understand framing so much better. And the low light parts of it, I actually enjoy so much because I end up shooting in places where my lighting is not great. But would I have that as my first lens? No, I'll get another option. But now it's my kit, and I'm going to get that zoom lens that I actually want. If you're considering buying your first lens, don't buy this lens. Buy what I'm recommending. But if your fans don't allow you, you might be like me and join and then get this lens to be your very first lens. If you want to learn about how to color grade your images very well, make it look super amazing, I made a video right here. Alright, check that video out and learn how to color grade your pictures that you take with your phone or your camera, and I'll catch you in the very next video. Peace.